Three Brewers is the name of the company who's manufacturing a beer we analyzed. Three Brewers is located on 275 Yonge Street. The physical size of the facility is 829 square feet.
There are three main locations within the brewery itself. For the manufacturing of the beer, one located on the main floor, one located on the top floor, and one located in the basement. The private offices are located in the basement as well. The fermentation is located on the main floor for everyone to see, while they keep the ventilation on the second floor and the stored finished beer in the basement.
There are 3 brewers and about 50 employees working for Three Brewers restaurant. Christian Hand was the brewmaster who conducted our tour.
Three Brewers offers appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, poutines, salads, steak dishes, and desserts. However, the company's specialty is in their 6 different types of beer, all made within the brewery itself.
Three Brewers customers range from tourists to locals. Since the brewery is known for their in-house beer, they cater to a more mature demographic. Although families are always welcome to enjoy the restaurant at any time. Three Brewers has 19 locations situated throughout Quebec and Ontario. The company sells their products only in-house to their walk-in customers.
Three Brewers purchases 3 main ingredients to craft their beer: malt, yeast, and various flavored hops. These ingredients are used to make their 5 types of traditional beers: white, blonde, amber, IPA, brown, as well as their featured beer that changes along with the seasons. Currently, they carry a carrot beer as their featured brew.
How many different beers do you guys actually make?
So we have our 5 standard beers that all of the different Three Brewers all have. And then right now we have 2 feature beer taps. And so one of them is the same across all of the breweries, but it's just being changed up every month or 2. And then the other one is like our own beer that we get to make what we want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like your actual
7
beer,
on top.
you literally make it yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
What is that called? What does that mean?
Right now it's not actually mine. I'm second in command here, sort of, but my boss is in Ottawa for 2 months, so I'm in control right now, but it's still his.
What is the name of the beer? Did you guys name it?
It's Claire de Lune, so it's a Doppeldunkelweiss, which is a stronger dark wheat beer.
Really?
So yeah, we can try some.
That'd be great.
There are 7 steps during Three Brewers' manufacturing process. Step number 1, mash conversion. The grist is transferred into a mash tun where it is mixed with heated water in a process called mash conversion. The conversion process uses natural enzymes in the malt to break down the malt starch down into sugars.
Step number 2, lautering. The mash is then pumped into the lauter tun where a sweet liquid known as wort is separated from the grain husks.
Step number 3, the boil. The wort is then collected in a vessel called a kettle, where it is brought to a controlled boil before the hops are added.
Step number 4, wort separation and cooling. After boiling, the wort is transferred into the wort pool for the wort separation stage. During this stage, any malt or hop particles are removed to leave a liquid that is ready to be cooled and fermented.
Step number 5, fermentation. To start the fermentation, yeast is added during the filling of the vessel. Yeast converts the sugary wort into beer by producing alcohol, a wide range of flavors, and carbon dioxide. This is used later in the process to give the beer its sparkle.
Step number 6, maturation. After fermentation, the young green beer needs to be matured in order to allow both a full development of flavors and a smooth finish.
Step number 7, filtration, carbonation, and cellaring. After reaching its full potential, the beer is filtered, carbonated, and transferred to the bright beer tank, where it goes through a cellaring process that usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks to complete. Once completed, the beer is ready to be packaged.
Since Three Brewers produces at a comparatively low volume, they use the process-focused method. This method is widely used by businesses that produce a low volume of product but offer a larger variety. In turn, this allows for production to be easily repeated by the brewmasters.
Three Breweries brews large quantities of beer at once to last a substantial amount of time. The scheduling time it takes them to create different batches varies. Since the brewery is in a highly intense tourist area, they experience consistently steady beer sales throughout the year. It takes them roughly 6 to 8 days to brew a batch, which contains about 100 liters of beer. For their more popular beers, they create a new batch every 3 to 4 days to keep up with the demand. Any beer that has not been sold within 30 days is thrown out, and a new batch is processed to serve customers fresh and quality beer.
The brewery is comprised of 3 floors, a main floor, a top floor, and the basement. Customers are only permitted to be seated on the main floor and top floor. The beer is manufactured at sites located on all 3 floors. This means that the company uses a fixed precision layout. Specifically, at each location, there is a process that occurs and contributes to the manufacturing of the beer. The beer fermentation vessel is located on the main floor of the plant. The top floor is where the maturation tanks are stored, and the basement is where the beer is filtered. When asked about the accuracy of the spreadsheet, Christian said it was very accurate and gives them a good idea of when they should produce another batch of beer. Using this process, the restaurant is always keeping up with the demand, as they are never short of beer. On the other hand, they are not making too much beer because they are very profitable with their alcohol beverages. Since this inventory control process contributes to a 33% profit margin on beer sales, Three Brewers follows it strictly and does not look on changing it anytime soon. You can expect to see information such as
the beer production stage, the date a batch of beer finishes production and is ready for sale, the amount of beer that is left in a vessel, beer sales of previous months and years, beer production times of previous months and years. We consulted the brewmaster inquiring about what procedure they use for quality control. We wanted to know how the brewers ensure all beer tastes up to standard and is safe to drink. Christian told us that, as brewmasters, they are constantly sampling the beer in all phases of production, ensuring that factors such as flavoring and fermentation are hitting the required milestones. They also take samples of each of their beers every 6 weeks and send them to a lab facility. The lab examines the beer for any types of possible contaminants. Christian also mentioned that in the last 20 years, there was only one case where the beer was contaminated. Therefore, this system seems to be working well for their business. While there were no intentionally present ergonomic issues within the facility, the brewmasters made reference to the less than ideal structure of the brewing facility. This included the location of the 3 brewing processes within the facility, as they were on different floors, 1 on the ground floor and 2 above. However, our brewmaster Christian Hand felt very confident about the rest of the facility ergonomic standards and explained that he felt comfortable while working there. In addition, the facility has made sure to comply with WHMIS standards and has installed an eye wash station. The eye wash station is located right beside the kettle pots that are constantly being cleaned batch after batch with heavy chemicals.
Give it away to other restaurants or students or something else. We thought that disposing of the extra beer is quite wasteful, and they can come up with a better way to get rid of it.